Hello.
Pickleball season, baby.
Let's get it.
Yes! Work-life balance, baby. Let's go to work.
Ah.
Hi, Mom. For some reason, I really like getting to suture faces back together. All right, guys, welcome back to the vlog. I'm still on emergency medicine. However, this week I'm doing evening shifts, so I did not have to go straight to work this morning, but I do have to go in a few hours. So let's try to be productive between now and then. That means it's time for a morning routine. Good morning, Chewy. Good morning, Chippy. Say welcome back to the vlog. All right, so I made myself a little smoothie just to start off the morning, and now I am going through some onboarding stuff for my advanced program. As you guys know, I'll be moving to San Diego pretty soon, so there's a lot of onboarding I have to do to get ready to be a resident over in California. So I'm gonna try to knock some of this out while I drink my smoothie, and then we'll go to the gym. A bird dropped an egg on top of my car, and there is the rest of the shell right there. I feel like this kind of stuff happens to me like all the time. These are really small problems, but they're also such an inconvenience. I guess I'm washing my car before I go to the gym. All right, guys, I just got done with my workout. With all the races I was doing these past few months, I have not done a lot of lifting, so it feels really good to get back into strength training again. I have still been running though. Like, I went for a 4.5 mile run yesterday, did a mile run at the end of today's workout. In general, I think that hybrid training is the way to go, but obviously that depends on your goals. If you're doing marathons, then you need to be doing a lot of cardio. If you're doing bodybuilding competitions, then you need to lift a lot. If you're just trying to stay in shape, then I definitely recommend doing a good hybrid split. But I'm just a guy with a kinesiology degree and a medical doctorate, so what do I know? Anyway, let's head home and get ready for work. Bye, puppies. All right, let's go to work. All right, guys, I just got to the ER. I'm about to start my shift. I'm working the 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift, so very different from what I normally worked throughout residency. I pretty much always started my days first thing in the morning, except for when I was on nights, but even then I was sleeping all the way until my shift. I am a little bit nervous about being tired as my shift goes on, just because I'm not really used to doing stuff before my shifts, so we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. I'll catch up with you guys later on. All right, guys, we are done. It's about 2 in the morning. Not a bad shift at all. I didn't really have anything too complicated that I couldn't handle with my attending, of course. I'm really enjoying emergency medicine, honestly. I talked a lot about it last week, but there's something fun about taking a patient that has no, workup done and just starting from scratch. And I don't know, I really enjoy it. It's easy to say that when you're only doing it for a month, of course. Also, something to note is that the lifestyle has just been really nice on this rotation, since I'm basically doing 3 to 4 shifts per week, and those shifts are 10 hours long. So hour-wise, this is the least I've had to work in residency, and I'm definitely taking advantage of it by spending a lot of my time outside the hospital, doing a lot of self-care and just fun stuff. Anyway, it's time to go home and get ready for bed. All right, guys, so I just got home, and even though it is super late, I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time doing a before bed skincare routine. I've always kind of struggled with my skincare. Like, I'm always breaking out. I'm sure you guys have noticed in my vlog. So one of my goals has just been to be better about that. I've been washing my face every single night with stuff like this, and I've been getting facials done. Another thing I've been doing is red light therapy with this mask. You just press this button, and as you guys can see, it turns on. I've been doing this for the past 6 weeks or so, and you guys have been asking about it in my other vlogs. Well, the mask is from Omnilux, and they're actually sponsoring this week's vlog. This is Omnilux Men, a dermatologist recommended FDA cleared red and infrared light therapy mask. Like I said, I've been using it for like 6 weeks, and honestly, kind of a game changer for skincare, especially for things like razor irritation, under eye puffiness, and just that tired resident look. What I love is how easy it is to use. You just use it for 10 minutes at a time. It's hands-free, super comfortable. I throw it on when I'm winding down for the night, but you can wear it when you're playing video games, stretching, getting work done. As far as the results go, I feel like my skin tone has started to become a little bit more even. My skin definitely feels a little bit calmer, like I've been breaking out less these last few weeks. Red light therapy is getting more and more popular, and there's been a lot of studies coming out that have looked at the positive effects of red light therapy. Some studies suggest that it boosts collagen, improves elasticity, and decreases the appearance of sun damage. A lot of clinics are offering red light therapy, but the brilliant part about this is it's just a mask you can wear in your own home. It's not invasive, it's clinically backed, and it's made to fit into schedules that are busy just like mine. So if you're looking to elevate your skincare routine, I definitely recommend trying this out. I think that the data is very promising, and honestly, it's just a simple thing to add to your routine, and you get to look like a Sith Lord while you're wearing the mask. So make sure to check out the Omnilux Men. I'll have the link in the description below, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. Thank you so much again to Omnilux for sponsoring this week's vlog. Good morning, guys. Hi, Chippy. Me too, Chip. Me too. Hi, Chewy. It's about 11 in the morning. I did not think I was going to sleep in this long, but I guess I got off at 2 a.m., so I don't know why I'm surprised. All right, guys, I just got done with a little 3-mile run. Honestly, it was so tough. It's so hot out today. I was dying from mile 1. You would think that I just finished a marathon, I should be able to run 3 miles just fine. I just did a 4.5 mile run the other day. This was my hardest run in a while. I had a hard time getting myself to finish it. Thank goodness that I'm leaving Vegas soon because the San Diego weather is gonna be so nice for these runs. Anyway, let's go home and get ready for work. Let's go to work. All right, guys, so I just got to the emergency room. Hopefully today's an okay day. My co-resident who just got off their shift texted me and told me that it was pretty, stable throughout the day. I'm working until 2 a.m. tomorrow, which is gonna be rough because I'm a little bit more tired than I was yesterday. It was probably because the sun this morning was just so hot. I also have an early morning tomorrow, which kind of sucks, but we'll push through. Anyway, wish me luck with my shift. All right, guys, I am done with my shift. About 2 in the morning. I think that was my busiest ER shift so far. I feel like it was just nonstop the entire time, pretty much the moment that I got there. It wasn't bad though. I saw a wide range of cases, nothing that I couldn't handle. In fact, somehow no one I saw had to be admitted to the hospital, which is surprising considering how many patients I saw, but it was pretty good. The attendings were awesome. They were very nice, very fun to work with this evening. Mid-levels were also a lot of fun. I got to do some suturing, which was really fun. I don't know, for some reason I really like getting to suture faces back together. That's just something you really only get to do with ER and I guess probably plastic surgery too, but that's definitely one of my favorite things to get to do here in the ER. But yeah, overall pretty good day. I will say I am quite tired though. I was starting to crash towards the end of the shift, but I think having a lot of patients made it easier. I think if it was any slower, I would have gotten tired sooner. But yeah, definitely ready to go home and get ready for bed, especially because I have an early morning. With that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. Bit of an early start to the day. We kind of have a busy morning of errands, and then this afternoon we have didactics. First stop this morning, I am at the dentist, finally getting an overdue dental check. I feel like for residents and just a lot of healthcare professionals in general, it's really hard to do stuff like go to the dentist, go see your primary care doctor, because a lot of the times we're working during normal business hours. It's not that often that I have free time on a weekday to go and do these types of things. I probably had opportunities earlier in the year to see the dentist, but I did not. But today we are getting a checkup and then probably cleaning maybe next week or something. So far this vlog, we've got the physical health, we've got the skin health, now we've got the dental health. The sleep hygiene definitely took an L last night considering I got off super late and had to wake up pretty early this morning. You know what? I think this is still progress. EM is proving to be a very good lifestyle rotation so far. All right, let's go get my teeth checked. All right, just got done with my dental visit. It was just an exam, some x-rays, nothing too crazy. But now I am running late for my next appointment, which I'll tell you guys about in a sec, but I gotta get going. All right, sorry about that, guys. I just got done at my next appointment, which was getting fingerprinting done at the VA. When I moved to San Diego for my anesthesia training, one of the hospitals that we work at is the VA. So there's a bunch of onboarding stuff you have to do for the anesthesiology program, especially like the main hospitals, but then there's like other hospitals that might have their own onboarding. And if any of you guys have worked in healthcare and any of you guys have had to work at the VA, then you know that the VA is very specific with their processes and is usually a little bit long-winded, usually requires a lot. So one of the things I had to do was go to the VA here in Vegas, get my fingerprints done. They'll send them to San Diego. And at some point I'll have to go to San Diego and finish up stuff there. It's a process, guys. Onboarding for any hospital just takes a while, and there's just so much paperwork and things you have to do. It's like my least favorite part. You have to do it in medical school, you have to do it in residency. I don't know, it's tough. And I've honestly been slacking a little bit just because I was on a busy rotation last month and then, you know, was on nights the month before that. So it's kind of hard to get this stuff done, but I need to because this is my job. This is what I'm being paid to do. But anyway, that part is done for now. We have didactics today, but today's actually a wellness day for the residents, which is very, very nice of my program to do. So instead of lectures, I guess, we are doing pickleball or something. It sounds like they rented out some pickleball courts for us. So we'll just kind of meet up during didactic time and, you know, do some resident wellness, which is very nice. These are green flags to look for in residency programs. When you guys interview for residency programs, ask them about resident wellness, the kind of, you know, things that they do to make sure that they are, you know, being proactive in the residents' mental and physical health. With that said, I'm gonna try to stop for some coffee on the way there. I think I should have some time, so let's get going. All right, we got that Vietnamese iced coffee, baby. Definitely the best kind of coffee. I'm so obsessed with it. Oh, that's so good. All right, let's go play some pickleball. Yeah! Let's get it. Content, baby. Hi, Mom.
What's up?
Let's get it. We got Sean back.
Pickleball season, baby.
Yes! Yes! Let's go! Loser! Good job, buddy.
Good job.
Just got done playing some pickleball with my cohort. It was really fun. I'm definitely grateful to be at a program that has wellness as a priority for its residents. It's also just nice to spend time with your co-residents outside of work. You know, not a lot of cohorts are lucky enough to be close. I would say that my resident class is pretty close. We all really like each other. And the hardest thing about doing a transition year is knowing that at the end of the year, you're all gonna go your separate ways to your advanced programs. So these are kind of our last couple of months together. So it's kind of a different experience compared to people who get to spend their entire 3 or 4 years in residency together. Anyway, that's about it for the day. I'm gonna go home and just relax for the rest of the night. Catch you guys tomorrow. Happy Friday, guys. I am off today and tomorrow. Right now I'm gonna pick up a friend and go get a workout in at the gym, probably get some food, and yeah, really just enjoy this Friday off. Work-life balance, baby.
The Big Time Rush song.
Yeah.
I don't know how it goes.
Hello. We're back with Steph.
Yeah.
Got the marathon jacket, my marathon jacket. We got Eddie, bringing him into the world of running. All right, we're nearly 8 miles in.
You're doing good, Sean.
Feeling
Too
good.
easy.
We definitely missed running a lot, so we didn't take much break from that marathon. We're thinking about what our next race is gonna be. Some ideas are the Disney Half Marathon, San Diego Marathon at some point.
Alaska.
Yep, there's a relay in Alaska. We talked about doing a half Ironman, maybe a full one day. A lot of options to stay healthy. Promised land. All right, guys, so it is Saturday afternoon. I've had a great day so far. Went for a run this morning, had some lunch with friends after. It was awesome. It's been really nice, and I didn't work today or yesterday, and I had didactics, like our wellness event on Thursday, so didn't technically work that day. I pretty much front loaded my week, Sunday through Wednesday working, and really got to enjoy the last half of this week, which has been absolutely incredible. As you guys have seen, I've been able to do a lot of things for myself and my physical and mental health throughout the week. And it's something I've been able to prioritize with this rotation more than I've been able to prioritize with other rotations. You guys watch my vlogs, I try my best to prioritize these things, but sometimes you just straight up don't have the time to. And this rotation, I really do have the time to. And this is one of the reasons we talk about lifestyle specialties when it comes to medicine, because there are just some specialties that do make it easier to prioritize your life outside of medicine than other specialties. Some of you guys might have heard of the road specialties, which stands for radiology, ophthalmology, anesthesiology, and dermatology. And they're called the road specialties because it's like the road to happiness. And I would say that those are there because of the mixture between lifestyle and compensation, but then there are other specialties that are not included in that are good lifestyle specialties as well. For example, emergency medicine and psychiatry. A lot of the time, the road specialties plus EM and psych don't really apply when you're still a resident, because even though those specialties are good for lifestyle as an attending, residency, you typically work more hours than you would as an attending, so it doesn't apply. However, this is applying right now because emergency medicine is shift work, and as a resident, I still get to abide by that shift work rather than working like 72 hours a week in the ER. I'm working my 4 shifts a week, which is very manageable, especially when you compare to working inpatient, which is most of what I do as a resident. It's so different, and so I really get to kind of mooch off of that lifestyle while I'm rotating through this field. Even though emergency medicine is considered a lifestyle specialty, the emergency medicine physicians and even like the mid-level providers are subject to a certain amount of burnout that I would say is worse than other specialties, in the sense that everything that gets admitted to the hospital has to have come through the emergency room, right? And so the emergency room sees all of that, plus all of the things that they were able to not get admitted to the hospital, right? What I'm trying to say is the emergency room is essentially the first line of defense, and that can become very exhausting. And you can imagine that as a physician or provider, you would get burnt out pretty quickly after doing that long enough. The saving grace is that, again, it's shift work. So when you're off, you're off. It's not like you're a surgeon where you have to do surgery all day and then you have to go to clinic after and see your patients that are following up after their surgeries or planning for their surgeries. And then if you want to go on vacation, you have to figure out how you're going to move your patients around, how you're going to move your surgeries around. You're essentially the primary care for those patients. It's very difficult. You're kind of working when you're not working. Emergency is typically not like that. I think psychiatry, they are typically not like that. Anesthesiology, the one that I'm going into, we have a lot of power to negotiate our contract. So if you want a more stress-free life and you're willing to make less money, you can do that. And that's something that is very appealing to me about the field. It's probably for that reason that I was considering emergency medicine for a while I was in medical school. The thing is, I don't think it's bad to pick a specialty because of lifestyle, because you only have this one life, right? This is all you get. So I don't think it makes sense that we, demonize people or think that they're not altruistic because they are taking that into consideration. Like, you got to advocate for yourself. You've got to, live the life you want to live. I think it's totally reasonable to pick a specialty because of the lifestyle. I don't know why we've created some negative view on people that take that into consideration and that are open about it. I think we should encourage that. And then we should try to make other specialties have better work-life balance and try to change the status quo. But what do I know? I'm just a first-year resident, right? Like, I haven't gotten burnt out yet, but I think that I still have enough insight to realize these things, and I don't think that what I'm saying is untrue. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for joining me in another week in residency, and I will see you guys next time.